Hi everyone, my name is Antonio Medina. I am a language student and you're watching UNACH Language School Online. This video is to my teacher Dulce and to my students. So, if you're my student, please comment this video and I'm going to take your participation and maybe the Professor Haki is going to give you extra points for your final note. So, don't forget comment this video with your name and going to take your participation. Today, we are going to learn when to use was and when to use were. This topic is really important to learn in English because we use these two expressions a lot, was and were. To express what? To express things that happened in the past. So if you're going to talk about things or actions that happened in the past, like yesterday, last week, last year, you are going to use was and were. So you are going to learn this topic today, when to use was and when to use were. So don't forget, you are watching UNACH Language School Online and follow me. Start with was. We use was. Te estoy diciendo. Grabar en casa no es nada fácil. Let's start with the expression was. We use was with these four pronouns: I, he, she, and it. So if you're going to talk about positive things or true things that happened in the past, we are going to use the expression was. And if we combine was with the pronouns, we are going to say I was, he was, she was, and it was. And with that combination, we are using was to express positive things. Now, if you are going to express negative things with the use of was, we are going to use the expression was not or wasn't. Was not is not too common to use in English. Yes, you're going to hear people that is going to say was not, but the was not is like too formal. It's formal and commonly in a conversation you're not going to say was not, so you're going to use the expression wasn't. So, to express negative things, you're going to use the expression wasn't, and we are going to combine the wasn't with the pronouns. So, you're going to say, I wasn't, he wasn't, she wasn't, and it wasn't. Now, you'll learn how to use was in a negative way. An important fact here is that we use it to talk about singular things in English, singular things that are not people. For example, we use it to talk about animals like dogs, birds, and other animals. We also use it to talk about objects like chairs, tables, books, but remember in singular, not in plural. And we also use it to talk about the weather. Was it raining? It was hot. Maybe it was cloudy or it was windy. So we use it to talk about animals, objects, the weather, but in singular things that are not people. Okay, now I'm going to teach you the interrogative form using was. To talk about was in an interrogative way, we are going to use this formula, that is was plus subject. The subject, it's obviously that we are going to use I, he, she, or it, and a complement. Finally, we are going to use the question mark. Question mark is very important because this means that what you are writing or saying is a question. For example, was Carlos, that is the subject, and sat yesterday, that is the complement and the question mark. Was Carlos sat yesterday? When we are saying a question, we need to use a intonation to demonstrate that we are saying a question. Like, was Carlos sat yesterday? We use that kind of intonation at the end of the question. And remember, we only use one question mark. In English, in Spanish, we use both, was at the beginning and one at the end. In general, this is everything. Maybe you're saying, and how I'm going to answer to questions with was? I'm sorry, I was missing that part, but don't worry, I'm going to explain you right now. There are two ways to answer questions with was. The positive one and the negative one. If you are going to answer in a positive way, you are going to affirm with a yes plus the subject that can be I, he, she, or it. In this case, is he because in the example we have Carlos. So we are going to say yes, he, and at the end we are going to add was. Yes, he was. And to answer in a negative way, to say that something was not true or something not happened, we're going to negate with no. So no plus the subject again, and we're going to negate with wasn't. No, he wasn't. Okay? Mom, the dog is eating my roster. Let's continue with were. We use were similar to was, but we use were with the pronouns we, they, you, and date again. If we are going to say something positive with were, we are going to use the expression were. So, if we combine what were with the pronouns, we are going to say we were, they were, you were, and they were. Now you are saying that things in positive with the use of were and the combination with the pronouns. We were, they were, you were, and they were again. To say something negative, we use the expressions were not and weren't. Again, it's not too common use were not. We only use were not in informal things like in documents, in that kind of things. We use the were not, or when we're talking with someone that it's really important, like the president or things like that. So it's more common to say weren't when you are having a conversation with a friend or a native speaker. You're going to listen weren't. So to say something in negative, you're going to say we weren't, they weren't, you weren't, and they weren't. The expression is were, the common one. Maybe you are saying, does he make a mistake? Why he write they 2 times? Let me explain you this. In this case, we use they similar to it, but with where we use they to talk about plural things. The first day is to talk about people. People were a group of people, and the second day we are using this day to talk about plural things, things that are not people. For example, objects and animals. A group of animals like dogs, birds, fishes, and a group of objects like chairs, tables, books, phones. Remember, plural things that are not people, we use they also. Now, the interrogative way is very similar to was, but in this case, obviously we are going to use were plus the subject, that in this case the subjects or the pronouns that we are going to use are we, they, you, and they. And complement plus the question mark. For example, where they, that is the subject, you can use you, they, we, it doesn't matter. And the complement, playing cards. Remember, we have to use intonation like a question. Were they playing cards? Or were we having fun at the party? Were they old? And to answer to these questions, we are going to use the same formula as the was. To say something positive, affirmative, something that is true, that happened in the past, you are going to say yes plus the subject plus were. Yes, they were. And to say something negative, something that is not true, that is false, or something that not happened in the past, you are going to say no plus the subject plus weren't. So we are going to say no, they weren't. And that's the information about were. Remember, we use were with the pronouns we, they, you, and they. We use one day to talk about people and other day to talk about plural things that are not people. For example, objects, animals. To say it in negative, we use weren't, that is more common than to say were not. And in the interrogative way, we use the formula were plus the subject plus the complement plus the question mark. Guys, I hope you understand this topic. I hope you understand, you got it, when to use was, when to use were, how to negate, and how to make questions and answer with was and with were. This was everything about this topic. I know that this is maybe a difficult topic if you are beginner in the English language, but you're going to understand because this is a easy topic. Maybe you're going to watch this video 2 times, 3 times to understand it, but it's really easy. Here is all the information, and at the end of the video I'm going to give you some exercises where you are going to practice this topic, and I hope you do the exercises. And if you do the exercise and have the questions, you can comment the answers in the video. And that's everything. That's all. Take care of yourself, wash your hands, and stay at home. Thank you for watching the video.